Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna. Today I am doing a painting of Lily of the Valley for my mom. This was a Mother's Day gift for her that I unfortunately wasn't able to start until after Mother's Day, but that's okay. I chose to do this because she asked for a Lily of the Valley plant for Mother's Day, and I looked it up, and Lily of the Valley is extremely toxic to cats. It is something that causes heart failure. So I decided that having that in my house with my cat was a bad idea. My cat doesn't eat plants. She's really good about it. I have so many plants, but I just didn't want to risk getting pollen on my hands or my mom having it on her hands and touching my cat, who would then lick it off of her body. So I decided to do a painting instead, and it won't die or need extra care, so it's kind of a bonus. This is my first time painting a plant. Like, I've drawn plants before. I guess I did paint a lilac bush one time, but it was a really fast little gouache painting that I didn't really spend any brain power on. This close-up was a very new experiment for me and a huge challenge. For one thing, mixing greens is notoriously difficult, and I found that to be quite true. I used a reference that I found online. It's not commercially available or whatever. I just found a picture that I liked, and so this will not be available as a print ever. It's just for my mom. So yeah. And practice for me, definitely. I wanted to try painting wet and wet, and while I did do that, this painting did take me for 4 sessions. So I wasn't always painting into wet paint. I found it extremely challenging. I liked it in some cases, and in other cases I found it intensely frustrating. And the finished result is not necessarily what I would really like to go for. I'm pleased with it, but I do think that some kind of hybrid of wet and dry painting is what I need to do, which is what I did. But I do think for me, my initial layers having less paint is probably better. Yeah. I like how impasto looks, but I don't feel like I have a good grasp on how to make it effective and still be able to control my paint. So yeah, not that I won't keep trying. I think it's in the realms of something I want to continue experimenting with. However, going into any painting projects at this point, I will definitely take a different approach. For practice, however, I think, yeah, I'll keep trying. I did go into this with the intention to paint looser, and I definitely did that. I feel like a lot of it, because of that, turned out really pretty. Part of me wishes that I had left the flowers like this, very abstract and just little shapes. I do add more detail to them later, and I'm not 100% happy with them, but it's all in the realms of learning and experimenting, and the knowledge that this is not my usual subject matter. This was very, very extremely out of my comfort zone. In that sense, I'm extremely proud of this painting. This was so challenging for me. I really struggled with adding the tiniest details, and I'm sure there's a better approach than how I approached it, but I guess I just gotta keep experimenting. I did add oil to thin the paint down for this bit, or at least I did eventually, and it looks better on the other stalks. These little tiny stems. I'm definitely still getting to know my paint and my mediums and everything. And I honestly feel more comfortable painting a horse, but here we are. These ones I'm quite pleased with. I really, really like how these look. I was so annoyed with it yesterday. I was so frustrated with everything. I kept dropping my paintbrushes, like it was one of those days. But looking at it today, I like it. It's not perfect, but I really like it. So that's a nice feeling. Hopefully I can finish it today. I broke in my new Stay Wet palette for this painting, and I guess it's not really a Stay Wet palette, it's just like a sealed palette. And I feel a lot more comfortable with the space of the palette and mixing paint on it, which is awesome. I have been trying to use clove oil to keep my paint wet, but I don't think it's enough. I think I need to utilize plastic wrap in there or just put it in the freezer because Utah's climate is so dry. So I will keep experimenting with that. I figured out that I could use this big paintbrush that I had as a little mahl stick, which was great because getting the fiddly details with nothing to rest my hand on was tough. Also, when I was doing my color wheel, I kept resting my hand in wet paint because I'm not used to my paint being wet for so long. All this is still in the category of getting used to. I really struggled with the flowers. I wanted to have that loose Alla Prima look to them, but I realized I don't have a small enough brush. This was my smallest flat, and I think I would like a size 0, because I used a round brush as well, but that and a filbert, and here's the tiny little round. But it just wasn't what I wanted. I really prefer flats and brights, so I think I'm gonna get a smaller flat and see how I like that. Although I don't foresee painting tiny flowers again in the very near future. With the second stock though, I did start to loosen up a tiny bit more and get, ironically, a little bit more control over the situation. It was very interesting through this whole process to see how I learned as I went, and it was over a matter of minutes in many cases. Like, I would improve one thing from a minute ago to the next minute. Anyway, that is my little Lily of the Valley painting for my mom. What's super important is that she loves it. She really loves it, and that was the goal. So it was a success, and I learned a lot, and I'm excited to keep oil painting. That will be something I'm doing a lot of as we go forward here, so stay tuned if you want to see more oil painting. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please check out my other videos and give me a like and consider subscribing. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.